try again. Can you hear me now? How is everybody today? So it's a girls club again. Where's Aliyah? Aliyah was here. Let me see. No. So it's just Gracie, Lily, and Addison. I made your guys, are you coming to the graduation? I ask this every time. I started making your memory books. Look.
Look. Oh my gosh. That's
so much fun over here.
so fun. A lot of work.
It's fun. Okay. So the time. Oh, hi, Emma. Again, the math that we're doing, I hope you guys got the email so that you could print out a decent one. But it's we're doing the ones that read school ends at 3:30 and the digital that starts with 4 o'clock.
This one, page 2. See how I have it in your pocket? Page 2. And then over here. Page. Okay.
How are you tired, Lily? What time did you go to bed? Come on. You probably have had, what, 10 hours of sleep? Emma, you guys were going to email me or text me your Father's Day drawing.
Oh, yeah.
Can you do that for me so I can post it?
Yes, I will. I missed her yesterday.
Aw, cute. You guys will be much better drawers than me. Are you spitting, Lily? You know I can see everything you're doing, silly goose.
Yeah, they can see it.
I mean, goodness gracious, do you think you're invisible?
They can see whenever you're...
Let's do flag salute. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So, moms, I think I'm gonna maybe assign some time to you guys, but I'm gonna start calendar. Calendar, so we're gonna do some calendar next week. So I'll send out some stuff to do. Okay, let's read our June poem. Does anybody want to start?
Oops.
Anybody want to read it to me?
Hold on, everybody. Let me grab your phone.
If you think you can read a part of it, let me know. Impress me.
Where did I put yours, Lily?
Nobody wants to try?
Sure.
Okay, well, listen. I'm going to read it, but then I want to go over something with you guys. There's something called a base word, okay? We're going to talk about that because
This word.
in June, everybody, in June, I saw a charming group of roses all begin to droop. Okay, wait. Okay, so group and droop, they rhyme, but they have different multi-letter phonograms. Watch. We have droop, and we have group.
Look.
You have ow, oh, ooh, and ooh, oh, right? So what happens to your little brains, kiddos, is the more that you read and the more that you spell, you will remember which one of those you use, okay? You just got to know what they are, and then once you start spelling and reading more, you'll already know that. It just goes in your brain and you can't even help it. Okay? So let's look at these two words. If this is charm, everybody, charm, that is the base word. When we add ing, we're changing the word just a little bit, but this is what the word is. Charm, ing is what's happening right now, okay? So for instance, if you are swim, swim is the base word. And then you add ming. Swimming, okay? Let's see. The one I wanted to, oh, droop. So if the roses are drooping, if they're doing it right now, I would add droop is the base word, ing, okay? Now what if, who can answer this to me? What if the roses already drooped? What would I add to the base word? If they already drooped. Right now they're drooping right now. What would I add? Yes, Gracie.
ED.
Yes, you would, girly, good girl. Drooped, edit, last sound. Good. Okay, what if, ooh, if you are, right now you're doing eat. So what do I add to that base word? If you're doing it right now, what do I add? And if you're sitting there right now and you eat, what are you doing? Doing.
Eating.
Eating. So I would add ing. Good. Okay. So basically what I want you guys to do is remember, when you see ing at the end of a word, try to read the base word first. Then the word gets smaller in your mind. Chunk it. Take this off and read the first part first. Does that make sense? It makes reading easier. If you see an ing, take it away, read the base word first, and then add the ing. Okay? Little trick. Because if a word looks too big, sometimes you give up, right? So I say, watch, watch, watch. What is this word?
What's that word?
What is that word? Take off the ing and read the first part first. Yes, Finn?
Sleeping.
Sleeping. So read this first and then this. It makes it easier to read. Okay, if you say, read the base word first and then the ing. What's that one?
This one.
Emma, what's it say?
Wait.
Eat that egg.
Look louder, Emma.
Reading, good. So you say read and then add the ing. What about this word? Take away the ing and read this one first and add it. Gracie, do you know what it is?
Jumping.
Jumping. So you read jump and then add the ing. That is just, whenever you see a big word that has ing, take the ing off and read the base word first. Okay? All right. So in June, I saw a charming group of roses all begin to droop. I pepped them up with chicken soup. Everybody, I pepped them up with chicken soup.
I pepped them up with chicken soup.
Good. Sprinkle once. Sprinkle twice. Sprinkle chicken soup with rice. Good job. Okay. First thing we're going to do is read about bears. They are mammals because, eyes up here. They are mammals because, if you can read it with me, do it. They breathe air. You go.
Breathe air.
They breathe air. They are warm-blooded.
Warm blood. Warm-blooded.
That means they have to be a certain temperature. So what happens when you go to the doctor and you have a fever? Don't they need to take care of it? Doesn't it have to go down? Because you have to have a certain temperature. So if you're in the cold, your body will actually get too cold. So you need to have a jacket to get you to the right temperature. If you're out in the sun and it gets too hot and you have too many clothes on, or you're not in the shade, you get too hot and you can get sick from that. So you need to get down to a certain temperature. So unlike an animal, animals can regulate their heat better, right? But we have to put on clothes, different kinds of clothes to regulate it, or air conditioners or heaters, okay? Number 3, all mammals, all of them, even a whale has some sort of hair or fur. Everybody? Say that. Hair or fur. They all mammals have vertebrates. They have a spine, a backbone. They all have live babies. They do not have eggs, except for a platypus and an echidna, right? Okay. They all care for their babies.
They all care for their babies.
And they all feed them their milk from their bodies. Which is pretty much a miracle, right? That we can make our own food. Pretty cool. Okay. All right, we're going to underline or highlight any multi-letter phonograms in our pair. So the title of it is Bears. Who can read the first sentence for me? Go, Lily, go, Lily.
Bears are big.
They are. Go, girl. Okay. Bears. What multi-letter phonogram is in bears? Finn?
A. E-A.
E-A, right? Second sound. It's making its second sound. And is the S making its first or second sound?
Second.
Above it.
Second sound. Good job. Okay, so bears are big. Who can tell me what is a describing word? What's the adjective in that sentence? What is the adjective or the describing word in bears are big? Nobody? Adjectives are words that describe size, shape, color, how something feels, smells, right? So big is an adjective, right, that describes the bear. Okay, who can read the next? Lily, go.
Bears have fur.
You are on it this morning, girl. Bears have fur. Okay, so fur. What multi-letter phonogram is in fur? Anybody? Raise your hand. Who's got the answer? Yes, Finn.
You are.
Yes. 2-letter like in church and hurt.
Oh, I need to get on mute. Mommy. I'm trying to get.
I can do it, sweetheart. Hold on. There you go. Okay. Who can read the next sentence? Raise your hand. The third sentence. Who would like to read the third sentence? Give it a try. Okay, Lily, go, babe.
The fur of a bear is Long.
Yes, it is. Good girl. The fur of a bear is long. Never another adjective. Okay, so long has what multi-letter phonogram? And long is the adjective describing it. What multi-letter phonogram is in long? Go, Lily. You're the only one raising your hand. What is it?
In long.
Angie.
Yes. Good. Okay, who would like to read the next sentence? If you don't try, I can't help you. Gracie, you can read all this. Come on, babe. Do you want to read the fourth sentence?
I don't have it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Here, wait. Can you read mine? It's the fourth sentence.
Fur on a bear is
It's this one right here. Uh-huh. The fur on a bear is... Does anybody know? Is
warm.
warm. Good. R, warm. Okay, fifth sentence. Where are you going? Already? Do you need some food? Okay. Who wants to read the next sentence? Sixth sentence. Sunscreen. It's on the table right here. Who wants to read the next one? Come on, come on, come on, come on. After bears have fur is warm. Go ahead, Emma.
Bear.
Louder.
Bear.
Uh-huh.
Bears.
Bears.
E.
Sleep.
Sleep. Louder.
Sleep.
Uh-huh.
What?
When.
When.
It is cold.
Bears sleep when it is cold in the winter time, right? Okay. Two-letter or double E always says E is in sleep. Now the next sentence, there's a big word. We're gonna have to break it up. Who can try to read that one for me?
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody want to try to read? When bears sleep when it's cold, remember that's in the winter. Do you know what that's called, Gracie, when they sleep? What is it called? Do you know? You don't have to read it. You can just tell me. What is it called?
Nation.
Hibernation. Good girl. So the sentence says, this is called watch Miss Deckerman, Remember? Remember that? On. Hibernation. So highlight or underline those multi-letter phonograms. I love you. Do you need any money?
No, I'm still going to slow down.
Do you have your card and then I can give you money?
Sure.
Okay, love you. Bring a hat, Wyatt. It's so hot, huh? Okay, next sentence. It's only 3 words, come on. Be brave. Go ahead, Finn.
Bears wake up.
They sure do. When they wake up, what do you think they need to do before they go to sleep for a long period of time? What do you think their total job is before that?
Eating?
Eating. They've got to get super chubby to stay warm from all the blubber, right? And they'll be able to live off of what they have in their bodies, right? Good job. Okay, last sentence. After they wake up, who can read that? Addison, do you want to try? If you don't want to, Finn wants to. Go ahead, Finn.
Bears will wake up when it gets warm.
Yes. And in all of the whens, you guys should do the wha, right? Because that's making one sound, when. And when you say when, you don't always say the H, but some people do. It's when or when. Do you have sunscreen? Okay. Do you have,
2 years old. I got it.
okay, we ready for our questions? It says, do a close reading of the text. We already did that. We're gonna underline or highlight the correct information and then explain. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna find it, but we're not gonna do that. So for number 1, are bears little or big? Are bears little or big, Finn?
Big.
Big. So on the line, you're gonna have to write small. They don't think of everything, these people that make these beautiful papers. Bears are big. We're gonna write it in a complete sentence. Bears are big. Remember, finger spaces between words, not giant spaces, just finger spaces. Bears are big. Who'd like to read the second question? Nobody? Okay. What is bear fur like? Who can raise their hand and tell me, what is bear's fur like? Yes, Finn?
Warm.
It's warm, and it's one other thing that they told us about.
It's long.
It's long. So we're gonna have to we're gonna combine 2 sentences. The fur of the bear is long, the fur of the bear is warm. We're gonna put and in the middle. We're gonna combine the adjectives. So a bear's fur is long and warm. So a bear's Is it more than one bear, or does the bear's fur belong to him? Is it the bear's fur? It's his fur. So I'm going to put an apostrophe S because it's his fur. A bear's fur is long and warm. It's his first. So you do an apostrophe S. Now, if you didn't know the answer, you would have to look back up and find it in your reading, okay? Okay. The last question, does anybody want to read it? Were you raising your hand, Finn?
Never mind.
You don't want to read it? It says, what do bears do when it is cold? What do they do when it is cold? Yes, Finn?
Sleep.
They sleep. And what is that called?
Hibernating.
Hibernating. Good. Hibernating. Good. So they hibernate, right? So the last question is they hibernate, they sleep or hibernate. Hey, get in here. Let's go. Hey, Molly, let's go. Get your baby and come. Good girl, come on. Good girl. How'd we do? So they sleep or hibernate. How'd we do? Doing okay, Addison? You need more time? Okay, go ahead, sweetheart. Tomorrow we'll read about camels, okay? Or giraffes. You guys want camels or giraffes tomorrow?
Camel.
Camels, okay.
Giraffe.
Camels, we'll do camels Wednesday, we'll do giraffes Thursday, okay? Are we ready for math? Yes? No? Yeah? Okay. Okay, we're gonna start with digital time. Digital. And what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna explain it. We're gonna have our clocks over here. Right? And we're gonna, instead of cutting and pasting, we're gonna put the answers, we're gonna write them in, okay? Next to the right time. Make sense? Okay? The first answer is not 4 o'clock, by the way. Hey! Okay, count by your fives with me, please. 5, 10, 15, 20. Loose. 25, 30. Halfway around the clock. 35, 40, 45, 50. 'Clock, right? Top of the hour is o'clock. Okay, so a digital clock is what most of us use. It's on Mrs. Ackerman's phone. Watch. So this is called an analog, and this, like on Mrs. Ackerman's phone, that is called digital, okay? And most everybody has, like, I think an Apple Watch is a digital watch. But in classrooms, most buildings have regular analog clocks, one that looks like this, okay? If you get a really cool, expensive, beautiful watch, it usually looks like this, okay? But there is a lot of digital. When I was growing up, there weren't as many digital clocks where it just gave you the time, right? So we had to read a clock. So the first analog clock, we're gonna match with the digital clock. And this one has a short hand pointing to the 10 and a long hand pointing to the 12. Who can tell me what time that is? Yes, Finn.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. So, excuse me. So you are gonna write next to that analog clock the digital time, which is 10:00. O'clock. Looks like this. Right? Lily, are you not doing this?
She just finished it all.
Oh, whatever. Okay.
But you can share answers, okay?
You can still share your answers, smarty pants. Okay, next clock. So because she can do that, Candace, have her start figuring out quarters,
Okay.
and then also like say, okay, if I woke up at 10 o'clock and I'm going to lunch in 3 hours, what time will it be?
Okay, like elapsed time.
Yeah, just easy things like that, but she'll, you know, she can build. If you know it,
Okay.
build. Okay. Next clock has the shorthand on the 4, the long hand on the 12. What time is it? Addison? Yes, Addison? Oh. Let me unmute you, sweetie. It's okay. Hold on. Oh, you got it. What is it? 4 o'clock. Good girl. 4 o'clock. 4:00. Way to go, girl. Kiss your smart little brain. Next clock. Short hands on the 7. Long hands on the 12. Lily face?
Clock.
7 o'clock. Good girl. 7 o'clock. Way to go, lady. Next clock has shorthand on the 9, long hand on the 12. Gracie, what time is it? Shorthand on the 9, the hour hand, long hand on the 12. Emma, what is it?
8 o'clock.
No, not
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Good. 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock would have been an hour earlier. Okay, next clock has shorthand on the 1, long hand on the 12. Last one, process of elimination. Way to go, Emma. What is it, Addison?
One o'clock.
1 o'clock. Good girl. Okay, let's do our story time. And I want some readers, people. Come on. Okay, who can read the first sentence? Come on, let's do this. The first sentence in here. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? I forgot to do something. We need to number these. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number the clock so we can just put the number next to the right answer. Sorry about that. Do that, please.
I already did that.
Good job, Finn. Okay, it says cut out the clocks and match them to the correct sentence. We're not going to cut out, we're going to write. So, first sentence. Finn, what's it say? Who can read it? Yes, Emma.
School.
and
And.
at
And.
3 o'clock. Super.
3:30.
3:30 p.m. p.m. meaning, guys, when we're asleep, that's a.m. When we're awake, it's p.m. Right? Okay. So school ends at 3:30 p.m. So your clock that you're looking for is halfway to 4 o'clock and pointing to the 6. Which clock is that? Halfway to the 4 o'clock. Which clock is that? Does anybody know? Addison.
Fourth one.
The 4th one. Good girl. The 4th clock. So the first answer is 4. Halfway between 3 and 4 is the hour, and then the longhand is on the 12. Ooh, this one's early. Ooh, eat. Who could wake up? Or who could read this one? This is what we used to do before COVID. Who can read that one? Nobody wants to try? Do you want me to read it? Go ahead, Emma. Good girl. I wait.
What?
When we
Wake.
Wake
up.
up.
of
I wake up
At.
6
Mm-hmm.
o'clock.
No, 6.
6:30
a.m.
A.M.
m.
and
and eve
Every
day.
Day.
Good. I wake up at 6:30 a.m. every day. Woo, that's early. Okay, so a.m. This is, you guys, a.m. is from 12 o'clock in the middle of the night, right, until 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Then p.m. is 12 o'clock in the afternoon, like lunchtime, till 12 o'clock in the middle of the night. Okay, so I wake up at 6:30 a.m. every day. Which clock has halfway between 6 and 7:30? 6:30 a.m. every day. Which one is that? Which clock? Yes, Emma.
1.
Which is it?
1.
Number 1. Good girl. So the second question, the answer is 1. Excellent, Emma. Ooh, it's a compound word. The next one has a compound word. Who wants to be very brave and try to read that one? Come on. Okay, I'll read it. You guys point to the words. Basketball practice will be at 5:30. 5:30. 5:30. Who can find that clock? 5:30. Basketball practice will be at 5:30 in the evening, so it's p.m. Emma, which clock?
Great.
The 3rd clock. Good job. The shorthand, the hour hands between the 5 and the 6. The long hand is on the 6. Good job. Number 3. Okay, who'd like to read the next sentence? It's small, short, come on. Go ahead, Emma. Go ahead. You're the only one raising your hand.
Громче.
L.
La.
Lunch.
Lunch.
Is
All.
all
What?
Uh-huh.
was
Always.
always
Always. Скажи always.
Lunch is always
at 11:30.
Yep. It's always at 11:30. Lunch is always at 11:30. So it's going to be, the shorthand is pointing between the 11 and the 12. The long hand is pointing to the 6. Which clock is that? Raise your hand. Addison, which clock?
Five o'clock.
Yep. It's the 5th clock. Good girl. Yes. So in a half an hour, it'll be noon. It'll be 12 o'clock, which is PM at that point. So at lunchtime at noon, it is PM. Okay, the last sentence. If you don't want to, does anybody want to try? Go ahead, Emma. You're the only one. Good girl.
I
Huh?
have
Uh-huh.
a
Hold on a second, Emma. Hey,
dog
hold on.
Doctor.
I have a
Doctors.
doctors
uh-huh. A
wait.
wait.
Appointment.
Appointment
Uh-huh.
at 1:30.
1:30 p.m. I have a doctor's appointment at 1:30 p.m. Which clock is that?
Прочитай, вообще прочитала.
What clock is that?
1, 2.
It is 2. Good. It's the 2 clock. Okay, before you leave me, let's go over that word. I know it was big. For one thing, when you go to the doctors, you guys know that you have an appointment. So when you're reading, instead of even trying the word, could you have an idea of what that word was already? Because when you go to the doctor, it is an appointment, but it is a long word. So let's try to do it. So it's a point. So it's at point, oi, a point. When you appoint something, you're choosing a time or you're choosing something. So you appoint it. Appoint, we've chosen a time to go to the doctor. Appointment. Okay? So always try to chunk words. And remember, usually when there's a vowel at the beginning of the word, it says its second sound because it's one syllable. Remember when we did unit, it's making its second sound, right? Yes. Get it? Okay. If we say equal, E is making its second sound, equal, because it's starting it. Let me see. Trying to think of a word that starts with an I and it's Well, ice cream, but that's different. Okay, anyways. How'd you guys do today? Good? Okay, we're cameling it. We're gonna do camels tomorrow. Okay, kiss your brains. You did a great job.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, cutie.
I laughed too.
Bye bye, Paige.
Miss Ackerman,
Yes,
I lost my tooth.
which one?
Bye.
Vi, Lily, oh my gosh. Okay, so is that your third bottom tooth? And then you have no top teeth. You are like a jack-o'-lantern. How do you eat? You're so cute.
She has
Lost it last night.
Oh my gosh, is the tooth fairy gonna come?
No, she already did.
Oh, what'd you get?
I lost my tooth, but she still came.
Oh,
Well, good for her.
she lost her tooth.
She gave me two. So she gave me $2.
Fabulous.
But
They
they were
didn't
one.
need
They
that.
cost one. She gave me two of them, just one. It just cost $1.
Oh, well, that is awesome. What are you gonna do? I mean, you've got no teeth left, Addison. Right? So, has anybody not lost any teeth? Tracy, have you lost teeth? Oh, yeah, you have. Yeah, yeah. Mrs. Ackerman's lost them as adults because she bit her nails. Don't do that and ate ice. Don't do it.
Uh-oh.
You better not.
Good thing you stopped biting your nails, Everly.
I lost it.
Did you hear that? She lost her teeth because she bit her nails.
Yeah, they cracked off and I had to get new fake ones and they were super expensive. I had no front tooth. It was not cute. Okay, you guys have the best day. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Enjoy
Bye, bye,
the
bye.
fun. Love you.